You brought this to my attention today,
Yes.
and I didn't really think anything of it, to be honest with you, when it happened. Maybe because I just wasn't observant.
Mm-hmm.
But Bully Ray said today on Busted Open that he did not appreciate Seth's no selling of Nakamura beating him down and, beating him up throughout their feud and then culminating at the pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
And he came back and he's jumping and all that. And he said that he should have sold a little more, maybe have like I don't want to say a cast or maybe like a something.
He said like a limp or
Like a
something.
limp is
Yeah.
a good, yeah, like a limp or, some way to show that he is beaten down. But,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't think of it till you really brought it to my attention, but he makes a good point. Because even when you were, back when Triple H and all those guys were champions in the early that Raw era of like 04, 05, whatnot, they would come and cut a promo and they had bandages on. Sometimes they
Cody
even had
just
like
was doing it. He had a fake broken arm for weeks.
a fake cast.
Yeah.
I totally
This-
forgot.
Yeah, and
You
he
had
had
a
a
fake
sling and
cast.
everything.
He
Yeah.
went to Brandy. He went to a bachelor, like some party outside WWE, lived the gimmick, and
I know.
had the like.
I think he did at his like documentary premiere too. I think his arm was in a sling. Like, yeah, it was like he was really selling it.
That's a true star right there.
So I agree with Bully too. And normally, if this were just like, okay, this was a one-time match, then I maybe would have just been like, all right, whatever, But I think the reason why he took an issue with it, as much as he did, is because Seth's back was like the premise of so much of their feud, and it was so harped on that it's unlikely that he would be able to walk normally after a last man standing match, especially when he's now in the ring talking about how his back is broken more than ever and he didn't know if he was going to be able to do this or do that and blah blah blah. And then you're standing there, you're throwing dudes over the top rope, you're like looking completely fine. But before this, in the weeks leading up to this match, you were talking about how Nakamura put you in a wheelchair, that Becky had to wheel you out, and all this, and you put tape on your back to even sell it. It's like, yeah, this is just something that I think that kind of why I have a worry about what they're doing with Nakamura, because it kind of doesn't it doesn't sell the fact that he beat the shit out of Seth even though he lost, like it looks like, oh yeah, okay, that was he brought everything to Seth and Seth still walked out. Like, what? The last man standing match shouldn't go like that. They both should have even been like, hobbling or something.
A Falcon's arrow through a table also should not have ended
on the concrete. Yeah.
And Seth fell on the concrete from the railing.
Well, yeah, we're supposed to believe that too, and he's still just like, I'm good. Yeah, I've never felt better. Like,
feeling good.
Yeah, so to me, I love Seth, but I feel like this just is very much of like, oh, we love Seth. Seth's the number one guy. He can do whatever he wants. Like, whatever. That's just kind of what it feels like, because you should have sold it a little bit better. Even if Nakamura didn't sell it himself, Seth, you could have acted a little bit more hurt instead of like a spring daisy. Like, what are we doing?